Good morning, good morning. Hope y'all are doing good today. I just want to be able to take a walk with you guys and kind of have a brief conversation about boundaries, which I already had numerous amount of times before, and it's clearly on my channel, so you can tap in and check that out. But tune in, y'all. So I had a friend that I knew since high school years. Everything was smooth. We went out to clubs, parties, all that type of stuff like that. We was locked in. But just to get to the focal point, I had to make a distinctive decision and give the person the snippers. You feel me? I had to cut them off. And I'm not telling y'all what to do with your life, but I want you guys to have understanding, because you got to make the best decisions for yourself. And if someone's not respecting your boundaries, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But to get to my focal point, basically, I had a numerous amounts of conversations, gave this person various times and trials and tribulations to really, make the corrective action. But how many times can a man say something? How many times can a man say, yo, I don't want to hear this? You know what I mean? Because, not to get into too much detail, because I don't want to kind of invade someone else's personal business type of stuff in regards to my conversations, but this person has a lot going on behind the scenes, with their family, with their trauma, the things that they endured from the home. And some individuals, I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you, is that they don't have a father figure in the home. So a lot of things that they went through and they endured and their dynamic was dysfunctional. Let's just get to it. A lot of us are coming from dysfunctional households. It even too, I say when I'm in my sessions doing therapy, is that even, when we look at American history, for instance, is America has been in dysfunction when it comes to the family dynamic in the last 60 years. You know what I mean? Let's be real. Some of us are not having conducive conversation with our parents. Some of us don't even trust our parents. Some of us don't even trust our siblings, because there's a lot of rivalries, a lot of competition, there's a lot of dysfunction behind the scenes. And I gotta call it how I see it, because how can you be able to reach your life's full potential, but you're not being real to yourself? You're not healing. You're not getting the right support. Right? You work. You do what you do. You go to the barbershop. You go to the salon. You get your nails done. You get the eyelashes. You guys do whatever you guys do to make yourself look good, right? Or feel good for that moment. And don't get it twisted. Self-care is really important. But you guys got to take into consideration, too, we have to do the inner work. This pain, this resentment, this fear, this abandonment, this neglect, all these things that we have felt, or, going through, don't just disappear. And for a lot of us out here, y'all trying to get into relationships, y'all trying to get married, y'all trying to get a boyfriend, y'all trying to get a shorty, a girl, you feel me? But it's like, you didn't do the inner work. So you're over here trauma bonding with someone else, and it's going to lead to what? Misery. I gotta keep it a buck with you. A lot of people are not talking like this. Family members are not talking like this because it's uncomfortable. But on top of that too, it allows them to feel comfortable because they doing probably better than you. And they know more than you, right? But I don't want you guys to be taught from the flop. I don't want you guys to have mental disparity in your life. And at the end of the day, if it happens, you learn from it, you move on, you heal, etc. But at the end of the day, somebody gotta take action. You know what I mean? Someone got to take action. Today is a beautiful damn day. But yeah, pulling it back to my my focal point in regards to homeboy, right, is that he got a lot going on, And one thing that I do know when it comes to that saying is that misery likes what? Misery likes company. Good morning.
Good morning.
Misery likes company, and it's not your responsibility to fix somebody else's problems. You can't do that. If I could, shoot, I would. But me as a therapist too, as I realize that I have the skills to help facilitate that help, but the person has to want that help. Mental health is voluntary. You cannot force them, you feel me? And force somebody into doing something that they don't want to do. It's just not how this works. It's supposed to be a therapeutic process, right? So yeah, I supported this person. I took them out of the environment. Took as low as my funds are. I got to keep it a buck, feel me? As low as my funds are now, I always try my best to facilitate, you know what I mean? That honor, making sure I'm able to help, you feel me? But I was also able to realize too is that, yo, some of the people that you think that's your friends, they're not your friends, yo. They're using you, dog. When you down bad and you had, you feel me, a couple dollars and this person was trying to eat, get out the crib, you was able to pay for that and let them get out and have, you know what I mean, have a good little time. But when the script is flipped and they're up a little bit, they got a job, they making revenue, and they made those broken promises and they said, yo, when I'm up, I get up and I'm gonna take you out on me. They didn't do it. And I'm not saying this stuff to throw shade, but I really want y'all to understand people's true colors, people who are truly who they are, bro. They're not who you think that they are. Do not let people deceive you out here. And that's why I always tell you to have that time for yourself, that solitude, so you're able to really reassess and think through thoroughly and really see what you need to see. And sometimes you can't see these things because you're distracted. You're around these people too much. The energies, you feel me? You're bonding energy with the wrong. Come on, y'all. Please make the connections. Please take action. Please do what's going to be beneficial to you because you deserve better. You are a priority, but you need to know it. A lot of people out here are running with low self-esteem in their veins. Bloodlines of low self-esteem in the veins because no one's taking the initiative to break the cycle, to change things up, to really look at things with a positive perspective, to readjust, to move. Come on, dog. Even me, if I wasn't doing this individual work, personal development work, as I've been doing, you know what I mean, since COVID, you heard, I would not be here talking the way I'm talking with y'all. I don't want people playing with you. I don't want you manipulated. I don't want all this control, confusion going on. But you have to what? You gotta take action. Put this right here. Gotta take action. You know? Life is what you make of it. Oh! The wind. Life is what you make of it. And it simply could be a good one. Oh. But we gotta take action. We have to set boundaries, and if people are not gonna be able to be receptive to, you know, the respect, let them go. Because some of this stuff been happening for a minute, and I also gotta look at myself. I'm gonna be real with you. Sometimes we be in boredom. We be trying to connect with people that we're comfortable with. We had good times with. Good conversations with, right? But when you realize that this person got a lot going on, don't get it twisted. Help them out to the best of your capabilities. Give them a referral. You know what I mean? But you also got to understand your bandwidth, your capacity, because, you know, just like in therapy, you guys may not know these clinical terms, right? But it's countertransference. So it's like when someone else has got going on, their energy, their baggage, their trauma, like their pain, their misery, whatever you want to call it, it gets transmitted into you because you feel those emotions. For those that are empaths that feel what other people got going on, they feel their emotions. For instance, veterans or those that served in the Navy, Army, whatever you want to call it, right? They did active service. And you see when family is able to kind of amend with them and link up with them after all the years and all the hard work, discipline they had to go through, there's a lot of emotional, you know what I mean, of an exchange. So, yeah, just make the connections on that standpoint, right? We feel those things as people. But I want you to understand, too, is your responsibility to understand your capacity, right? No one's going to tell you to stop. No one's going to tell you to stop hanging out. No one's going to tell you to set a boundary. No one's going to, you feel me? You have to kind of figure these things out. And that's why when it comes to mental health, when it comes to the personal development, I'm here to support. But you're going to have to take action and do what's going to be beneficial for you, right? But at the same time, too, you have to have the courage to initiate the conversation. Even though it's uncomfortable, you have to let that person know, like, yo, I'm not going to hold you, but I'm not trying to have this conversation. We've been talking about this stuff too frequently. And to be frank with you, it's making me feel uncomfortable. It's making me feel drained. It's making me feel inadequate because we're talking about one thing every single time. And I'm not trying to keep hearing that. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have to take initiative, right? But I don't want to hold this video up too long because I feel like we talked about a lot of deep things today. You know what I mean? We got real with it, but it's just things are meant to be in the future. Things are meant to be in the future. Don't get it misconstrued. But we have to set boundaries. We have to be able to have an environment, aka for ourselves, where we're able to think rationally, have good wellness, have a good well-being, health is up to par, and we're around conducive people that are able to respect our boundaries, respect our capacity to our own limitations. Other people have what they got going on, but we are not responsible for someone else's emotional well-being. And don't get it misconstrued. Don't talk down upon these people because they have, their capacity. You can clearly see where they're at. They have a lot going on, right? So try to have empathy, try to have understanding, but most importantly, do what's beneficial for you. Thank you for thriving with me. Thank you for walking with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay blessed and take it easy.